Sounds okay?
Yeah, let's move on. Next speaker is Feliana, and her speech title is Butterfly. Butterfly, Feliana.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the meeting. When I said butterfly, what would you guys think about? Is it the fragile flying thing, or the beautiful wings of a butterfly, or just other things? Beauty, change. A lot of things comes from the top of butterfly. But personally, to me, I would think about metamorphosis. What is metamorphosis, you say? That's what I'm gonna tell you about. Just like the egg of a butterfly, I used to be so small, so timid, and I was a quiet girl. Hence, I was bullied a lot at school. Since primary school, secondary school, I was always the victim. I cried a lot from school, and there's this one time that it was so bad. One of my friend in school, actually not a friend, but since it was a classmate, hence my classmate, she cut my hair. I tied my hair in two parts like this, and she cut one of it with a scissor. I cried. I didn't do anything. I didn't fight back. I just cried. I had a really painful childhood when I was growing up, and I don't know how to fight for myself. I don't know how to fend for myself. And my father was really disapproval of me. He beats me a lot. And I believe that I deserved it because I did something wrong, and for that I deserve to be punished. I survived my childhood, but it wasn't easy. The pain was really deep. And sometimes when I'm sleeping, I had nightmares. And it's so hard to sleep. There's always this pain in my chest that always comes, and I find it so hard to breathe at times. But I believe that this was all just a phase that I had to go through, just like the butterfly. When it first sees the world, the experience, it must be very painful and scary for the butterfly coming out of cocoon as a caterpillar. And the first thing that it teaches me is about the importance of letting go of things, just so you can learn the value of patience, perseverance, and growth. When I was in secondary school, as a teenager, I was very rebellious. Given my painful childhood, I tried to defend myself when I was a teenager. I fought back with my parents. I hit my siblings. I screamed at them, and I tried to justify the things that were done to me by doing it to other people. And that was bad. I know, but that was how I was defending myself back then. Little did I know that I was actually a caterpillar going through the metamorphosis process. And this was just a phase that I had to go through. But it was very painful. And speaking about my parents, I really detested them at first. But now my parents and I are like friends. I had to break myself down and come to them for forgiveness because of this deep grudge I had for them, the way that they beat me up when I was a kid, and the fact that my father wanted a son instead of a daughter as the firstborn. I really felt rejected back then. My friends never really understood why my dad never really actually come to me at school during the award ceremony. It's only my mother. My dad never comes. He always thought that I was such a nuisance back then because I was not a son. He wanted a son, and but instead he got a daughter. I believe that was his source of disappointment. And through the butterfly's metamorphosis, I learned that change, even though it's a very long, painful, and excruciating process, it will always be beautiful in the end. When I first found out that my father was disappointed with me, I decided to fight back. I decided to show him that I am a daughter worthy of his approval and love. So I did everything I could. I joined every sports possible. I tried to excel in my studies. And I showed him that I can do jobs that even Mel can do. I followed him to the forest for hunting. I followed him to so many events that he would go by himself with his friends. Sometimes I drink with him, get drunk for a while, and it's not something that I'm proud of, but I just want to show him that I can be as good as what a son can be. Over the years, my experiences have taught me that it's okay to feel pain. It's okay to acknowledge that you have experienced that. And with what they have experienced, there's always a lessons learned. In a hard way, I would say. I realized that I wasn't at fault and I needed to be stronger to stand up for myself before others. So I moved to Peninsula in Kuala Lumpur to continue my studies, and I was there independently, working part-time, supporting myself because I was running away from home. I didn't want to get married so early. My dad decided to marry me with one of his friend's son, but I do not want that. I was just 18 and he decided to marry me off to some stranger that I don't know. So yeah, that's it. I ran away. And with that very brave decision, I learned so many things. And the butterfly metamorphosis actually taught me that this is just a phase for me to become more independent and finally spread my wings, become the dependable sister, daughter, and the best version of me that I can be. So I hope my story today inspires all of you to be brave, take courage, and spread your beautiful butterfly wings everywhere you go. Because we may be products of our past, but we don't have to be prisoners of it. And it's always good to forgive people because no matter what they do to us, it's always our response that determines who we are. When we forgive people, we experience the peace and calmness, even though they did not forgive us and they did not ask for our forgiveness. But when we release forgiveness to them, we will find peace. So spread your wings and get ready to experience yourself as a butterfly. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster JJ.
Thank you, Feliana. Good story. And I love your dark side. Join me to the dark side. And also, I'm joining you to the dark side. So, any feedback from audience members? Say me, 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 me.
Me.
Okay, Z, over to you.
Oh, I really love the speech, and you made and packaged it with the butterfly metamorphosis, which is really great. And I really love the engagement of the first giving you the audience a question. What do you think about the butterfly and the phase of your life, and also the runaway? Just like a runaway bride. It made me thinking. And also the last, you closing with the message. It was so deep, and it was so touching because you don't have to. You just need to forgive people without their asking it, and yeah, without need to let them know that we are forgiving, and you can make yourself at ease and peace. And it was really amazing and a well structured speech, and really loved it. And my feedback only when you share about when uh well, in the first phase you mentioning several things with your facial expressions, especially when at night something, because I think I can still see that you are smiling. So I was like, isn't that a nightmare? But you smiling, so probably can put a little bit feelings, because I mean, I don't know how to react because you're smiling, but it seems that you share this sadness. And that is number one. And number two, the face of your speech. Maybe you can mention in the first of the butterfly metaphors is maybe cocoon, and there is a time, and then you separate certain phase of your speech. So the audience will try to have more easier to digest the whole process of the metamorphosis of the butterfly. And that, I think, that's all, especially for the feedback. But I really love your speech. And also about the echoing thing, probably you can see the recording later on, so you could feel the echoing thing. Thank you. Back to Open JJ.
Okay,
Great speech.
thank you. See.
Thank you so much, Z. Actually, I was trying to hold myself from crying. That's why I smiled. Sorry.
네.
Be strong, baby.
Yeah. Anyone? Any feedback from anyone else? Okay. Then let's conclude Feliana's speech.